Joining me now to discuss all of this is Republican strategist Rory McShane from right down the street from me. He's in Austin, Texas. Rory, welcome to the program.
Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
What do you make of Nikki Haley jumping in the ring?
Sure. Well, look, it was a good announcement. You have to give her credit for that. They did it very well. They had a packed venue. They had a good launch video on her first day. She got an endorsement from Congressman Ralph Norman, who's been a strong supporter of President Trump, a very conservative member of the Freedom Caucus. She was endorsed at her rally by Otto Weinbrenner's mother. So they did the announcement very, very well. It comes down to exactly what you said, is how split is this field going to be? How many candidates will ultimately line up to take on President Trump? And the bigger and bigger the field gets, the stronger and stronger former President Trump will be.
Yeah. Here's what I've been noticing, Rory. I'll get your opinion on this. The party elite, the donor class, maybe has concerns about President Trump. Quietly, they're really looking to Ron DeSantis. I think many of these were originally never-Trumpers to begin with. But when you get into the heart of America, you're in Austin, it's a very liberal city, but you drive 10, 20 miles outside of Austin, or you go down outside of Houston, north of there by 20, 30 miles, that is Trump country. Middle America is Trump country. And I think even conservative media fails to understand the grip and hold that President Trump has on real Americans.
You have about 38% of the Republican Party that define themselves as Trump supporters over Republicans, right? So they would follow Trump if he ran third party. They'll obviously vote for Trump in the Republican primary. They are the lock solid Trump supporters, and no one else's numbers come close to that, right? You have about 20% of the party that is virulently anti-Trump, and then the remainder of the party are what I would call, movement conservatives, right? They will support whoever the in fashion conservative is at the time. So they supported Trump. Now they're playing with DeSantis. Maybe they play for Haley a little bit. But ultimately, you don't have anyone who has anywhere near President Trump's numbers. And I agree with you that what President Trump has that a lot of these other folks don't is he has a base of voters who come out to vote for him and then go home when he's not on the ballot.
Yeah. It is amazing to me that President Trump, a billionaire from New York, has captured the hearts and minds of everyday working Americans in what I would describe as flyover country, the very country the mainstream media tends to ignore, which is why I think President Trump will probably win this thing more than anybody else. He's got the best chance of doing it. Now, when you look at the field, you will see Mike Pompeo now possibly jumping in, Pence jumping in, Nikki Haley jumping in. This is like the Trump administration. How do they square that to people who voted for President Trump and you saying, I'm turning on my boss?
So I think that some of these people, and look, some of them are friends of mine, but I think some of them have a very big misunderstanding about what made President Trump so popular. Their arguments are all essentially the same thing, which is Trump had good policies, but he was a impolite person. He was vulgar. He was a bad communicator, right? And therefore, vote for me, vote for person X, because I can implement Trump's policies without being as brash as President Trump. But what makes middle class America love President Trump, what makes them love President Trump, is that he is brash, that he says what's on his mind, that he has no filter, and he doesn't ask a bunch of consultants, and he doesn't ask Frank Luntz to score his speeches before he gives them. So I think that the calculus behind a lot of these candidates, they're missing what made Trump so popular.
In many respects, to me, Joe Biden actually helped President Trump with his harshness and his rudeness towards people he doesn't like, if you want to describe it that way, because none of that stuff really matters now when we see our country going down the toilet.
That's 1,000% correct. We are Joe Biden is managing our surrender to China, right? I mean, he is managing the decline of the United States. He is letting China become the predominant superpower in the world, and he is kowtowing to them. And ultimately, it doesn't matter if someone uses the F word on Twitter if he's going to keep your country safe, if he's going to keep this nation safe. And I think the damage Biden has done to this country has made a lot more Americans feel like, yeah, this is a situation that deserves a little profanity.
Yeah. All good stuff. Rory McShane, I appreciate you weighing in on all of this. We'll get you back real soon, I promise.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.